Welcome to 3 Minute Thursday, where we don't have time for an intro. Today is the first installment of Small Talk, where we pick out a topic and we talk about it for 3 minutes until the time is up. Today we're going to be talking about SwordArtOnline's flaws. Poxal?
Hello, Tyler! Thanks for inviting me onto the show.
Okay, you're taking up too much time with the intro, so let's just go ahead and get started. So the point of contention that I have with SAO is really the fact that it has such a great concept, but then the concept is really never fleshed out.
Yeah, it could have been like 100 episodes. It could have been like...
Yeah, so honestly, if they would have done what they did in the first arc and then kept that going throughout the entire show and just kind of went based off of that, I feel like the show would have been far better, and it would have been way more digestible to me.
Yeah, every episode's like a 3-month time skip. It's really crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. So, what's yours?
One of my problems with SAO is definitely the incest aspect. It turns away a lot of eyes.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Dude, I can't even tell you how hard it was for me to get through that part because I was like, dude, this is so disgusting. You would never do this in real life. Like, this is only happening because it's anime.
A lot of incest anime usually do, like, step-siblings or cousins, but you still, at the end of the day, it's still weird. Like...
Yeah, they act like, oh, well, this is totally normal because we're not actually blood-related.
Yeah, and...
No, still abnormal.
It just turns my eyes away from the show, not wanting to watch it. I know it turns a lot of other people's eyes away.
Would you say that's your biggest issue with the show, or would you say that's just a issue with the show that adds up to a bigger culmination of the show not being watchable?
I think it's a problem with the show that turns people's eyes away from the show. It's not my personal biggest flaw with the show, because I like a show called Vampire Nights, which has incest in it, but I don't like the incest part. I think my
that's not what you like about the show.
My biggest problem with Sword Art Online is probably the lack of character development and the lack of threat throughout the show.
Well, I feel like the lack of character development could also be attributed to the fact that it's like their lives are kind of on pause. Like, they're just all kind of developing inside of this microcosm instead of developing in the real world. So I could see that being an issue. But as far as like the lack of danger, it's supposed to feel dangerous, and it almost never does. You always have that like Kirito's invincible feeling.
Well, to go on to like the lack of threat aspect that I was referring to earlier, the biggest problem is it establishes the threat to die, and it feels that way. And then you watch his guildmate die in front of his eyes, and how that traumatized him. There is a lot more character development throughout SAO than really gets shown, and people truly understand. But there's still problems with development, and with the lack of threat, it just becomes this unthreatening world. Especially once Kirito saves Yuno, or forgot her name. Because Yui, because he literally hacks SAO. So
yeah, it's like, okay, if this person can be saved, then literally anybody can be saved. Nobody's ever gonna die.
I really liked the episode where the snowman, where he fought the snow dude. Can't remember his name.
Oh, yeah.
Santa.
That part was funny. Anyways, I'm gonna have to cut you off there because the 3 minutes is up. We don't have time for an outro. Bye.